Good afternoon, my dear brothers and sisters, especially a warm greetings to Stefan Aliaga. As this 50th wedding anniversary is fast approaching, I had a lot of experiences that inspired me, experiences with the couple, and I hope they will allow me to share some of them because I also want our brothers and sisters here to be inspired. Just a few months ago, it was a common day, and Yana was in the bank doing some business, and I know she stayed for a long time already there. And all of a sudden, the Department of Social and asking for so many things for the crash. And just imagine already a lot of things that she was in mind. And she was really panicking and eventually trying to, grasp whatever she has to do. And then the couple came here because we are going to the crash to finish the requirement. And before we go, Stefan told me on the side, "Father, I have to tell you something." And then I was really listening. "Father, she's not okay. Please take good care of her." Listening to those words, we realize love, which is the theme of our gospel reading for today. When Jesus asked us the verse, when they are trying to ask Jesus, what is the greatest commandment? And he mentioned, it is to love God and to love our neighbor. Love is the language of God, and He is the only source of love. We cannot love if God did not love us. During this time of the pandemic, when a lot of people are asking questions, where is God in this pandemic? And I keep on telling them, when you see goodness, when the frontliners are risking their life, there is God, because there is love. When you are risking your life to attend to church, to go to the shop, when the medical personnel, our educator, and our policemen, and whatever occupation we have in order for the economy to grow, and in order for us to continue living amidst the pandemic, God is there. Because love for humanity is there. That is why my first point in this reflection is my favorite theme. In a lot of my homilies I mentioned this, that love is beyond emotion. And this was testified by God. Jesus himself, when he was tempted, he is 100% human and divine. He was so hungry because of fasting. He can change the rat into bread. But he did not, because his time is not yet there. When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, just looking, his humanity is telling, look at what you are going to suffer. Are you going to suffer this much for the sake of people who do not care? Look at the 3 apostles. They are sleeping, not even waking up for you. Are you willing to suffer for their sake? That is why Jesus bargained to the Father, Lord, if it is your will, Lord, if it is your will, take the suffering, this cup of suffering from me. But the succeeding example and succeeding words were so moving when he said, but not my will, but your will be done. If you look at this picture of Mother Teresa, I always tell Stefan about Mother Teresa because she's one of my favorite saints. Holding a child, and behold, she did not tell God after she responded to that call. That whatever beautiful words that is coming from her, that whatever love that you can see in her picture carrying a child, she cannot feel anything. For 50 years, amidst the beautiful things that she was doing, yet she continued to love the poor because love is beyond emotion. It is a commitment. It is a decision. With a couple, their journey, when they share their journey together, I am so inspired. How they started in Poland, and eventually they went to the United Kingdom, and eventually they came to South Africa because of work in the mines. And how they visited other little countries once in a while. How they moved from one place to another, and how culture, new language, but they prevail. Why? Because love is beyond emotion. When you love someone, no matter how difficult your situation is, you will continue to say that I will commit to you because I love you. Yesterday, when one of the friends came here, are they really sure that they want to renew their vows again and their promise again? Just imagine, the wedding vows is, are you going to love me for better or for worse, till death do you part, in sickness or in health? And you can only do this if your love is beyond emotion. So, my brothers and sisters, this is a good reminder from the Lord. When He loved us, His love is beyond emotion. That is why when we are called to love our parents, our mothers and fathers, our sisters, our spouses, we are called to love beyond emotion. My second point is this, that love unites differences. When Jesus was here on earth, who was His friends? Are they the rich people only? Are they the holy people? No. He was reaching out to the tax collector. He was reaching out to the prostitutes, different from Him, because He came here to save them. Because in spite of the differences, He wants to unite everyone. And in the invitation of Jesus, we are told to be united. Look at our presence here today in this church. And this is happening every Sunday. Coming from different backgrounds, scholars, nationalities, ethnicities. And what is our call? We are called to be united if we are promising that we follow Jesus. Again, looking back at the couple, I will always put them last. Coming from Jesus to our challenge to them, and then their experience. Why this couple is so different from each other? You know, Stefan is introvert. Bianca is always with a TV on. Just imagine this weather today. Bianca loves cold. That's why I was so worried that the fan is so, not contributing. Maybe she's already feeling uneasy. And Stefan loves colder weather. And he's okay, even if it is cold. What else? A lot of things, scientific, educator, still a very much difference. Even queuing in line. Bianca hates to queue in line. But Stefan loves to queue in the line. You can imagine love compliments. Therefore, if they want to go to the bank, okay, then it's very good that she asks Stefan. Because if we are all the same, life will be boring and love will not be tested. But our differences will continue to unite us and will continue to be used by God to make the world a more beautiful and colorful place. So, my dear brothers and sisters, are you experiencing differences? Behold, God can use it to complement and to continue to test your love for each other. It can be mother or child. It can be spouses. It can be girlfriend and boyfriend, our young people. I know some people who are not girlfriend and boyfriend. Do you have some differences? Do not worry. Because these differences, if it is rooted in love, it will complement and it will continue to bless you. And my last point, my dear brothers and sisters, is that love communicates. Look at Jesus. Every time he will have difficulty, he will go to the mountain and communicate with the Father. As an invitation of Him, we are called to always communicate with Him. Not only with God, but with all other relationships that we have. Invitation of Him, we have to make sure that we treat each other with dignity and that we need them. Just a few reminder about communication. Communication will not happen if another person will say, I am always right and you are always wrong. I am always better and you are not good. That when I experienced you womanizing many years ago, you will be a womanizer forever, as if there's a fixed image that no one will change. When we listen, we only listen what we want to hear, and we discard whatever is necessary. Because we pause, selective listening is actually a hindrance for communication. I think this last for that is the fun, because after the 50 years, I am sure that there will still be a lot of communication problems that will happen. But since you love each other these 50 years, you will persevere. Because love communicates. Because the effort to communicate itself is an expression of love. 3 points to be made, dear brothers and sisters. Love is beyond emotion. Love unites differences. And love communicates. As we celebrate this beautiful wedding anniversary, 50th in that matter, we ask the Lord first for the couple, that we not imprison them. Love that is beyond emotion. That love that will continue to unite in spite of their differences. And love that will continue to prompt them to communicate, no matter how difficult it is. And for all of us who are present here, let us also ask for the grace in all our relationships with God, with our spouses, and with one another. May God give us these graces. Amen. Amen.